Well, good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. My timer stopped. Sorry about that. But I wanted to thank everybody for joining our December 11th coffee break. As a reminder, before I get into my subjects today, I just wanted to let you all know that we've got one more coffee break coming up next week on the 18th. And then we're going to take 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's, and then we'll start back up on January 8th. Next week on the 18th is going to be hosted by our very own Andrew Tobin with Long. And keeping with the Christmas spirit, he is keeping his subject matter as a surprise. So tune in next week and he'll have something special for you. My name is Jeff McBride. I recognize a lot of the names on here that have joined today and some I don't recognize. 2026 marks my 20th year in the industry. I started in the water source heat pump world. I worked for a couple of different manufacturers with water source heat pumps and geothermal heat pumps. Water Furnace you may be familiar with, and Bosch. I joined Daikin in 2014 on their VRV side, and then I started with Long in 2019. So I'm coming up on 7 years here with Long. My role here at Long has been to help develop and expand the VRV sales group, and I've been 11 years in the VRV world. You probably hear me say VRV and wonder what the heck I'm talking about. I know some people get confused. VRV is the same thing as VRF. Daikin invented the technology in 1982 in Japan, so it's not new technology. It was trademarked, VRV, the term VRV. And as a Daikin rep, we're a bit brainwashed and we continue to call it VRV. But when I say VRV, it means VRF. You all probably know it more as VRF, as that's what everybody else calls it. So today I'm going to share with you some products, just kind of give you a snapshot of some electric products from Daikin that may help with some of your projects that are interested in going full electric. That includes, heating and cooling spaces, but also for ventilation and hot water. You may have seen some of these products, but you probably haven't seen all of them. And so before I do that, let me switch slides here if it will. Switch here. Here we go. Sorry. Just wanted to make sure that everybody's aware of what Long is. We engineer, secure, we have services, and we have automated systems for commercial buildings. We're located in 7 states. Long is coming up on our 60th anniversary, so we're not a new rep. Our headquarters are in Littleton, Colorado. That's our primary office for equipment, but we operate in these 7 other states that you see on the screen. A lot of people just think we're HVAC equipment reps. We also have building automation, we've got security solutions, and we've got HVAC service in addition to supporting parts. So we're a pretty holistic rep group. There are a lot of other reps in the market, as you know, but we've got a pretty holistic approach to commercial buildings and can help with a lot of different solutions that you may need. Quickly on the VRV team, I've already introduced myself, but this is the team that I came to kind of help develop in the last 7 years. We've got Andrew Schmidt, who is my partner in crime, as well as Zach Hubbard. All 3 of us can help you with the application and design of VRV systems. We've got Max Soto on our team, who does a little bit of everything for us, from submittals and setting up jobs and all the financials and helping with warranty and freight damage and all that stuff. He's integral to our team. And what's really set us apart in the last couple of years since we've launched this, we're on the 5th year doing this. We added a couple of construction managers to help with the implementation of the construction side of projects. Jim Charlton and Brad Wilmus are out on these jobs. That's all they do, is they work with the mechanical contractors, helping them sort of train in the field, if you will, and make sure that these jobs are going in correctly, that pipe rules are being established, that we're doing as-built diagrams for piping. Believe it or not, 10 years ago, that wasn't done. And in some cases, a lot of reps are still not really helping do that. But it's very important to have as-built diagrams and understand where all the refrigerant piping actually goes when it gets built, because it often differs from what the drawings or what the intention of the engineer was. So we need to track that, because that has to do with refrigerant volume. All the things that you see on the right of your screen are the things that we can help with. So please reach out if you ever have a VRV or VRF project that you want some help with. We've also recently taken over all the multi and mini split heat pump and air conditioning systems, single phase. So if you need help with selection and design of those, we can help you with that. So again, getting into this presentation a bit, it's just a real quick snapshot because we only have 15 minutes, but I wanted to highlight some of the lunch and learn opportunities that we're doing as a group. So myself, Andrew, or Zach can do any of these learning opportunities. This is more of a 1 hour lunch type of thing where we'll come to your office, we'll bring lunch. So if you're interested in any of these subjects, we've got design and application, plus deliverables for successful city permit submittal. There's a lot of changes that have happened with the new refrigerants, so we can help you with that. The ASHRAE Standard 15 2024 with respect to A2L refrigerants and volume, which coincides with UL 240, which has to do with refrigerant distribution boxes. We'll kind of combine those into one lunch and learn. That's been a very popular one as of late, as you can imagine. We can do a Daikin air-cooled cold climate VRV solutions applications, kind of optional accessories or required accessories that you want to think about. There's Daikin water-cooled VRV applications, same thing. There's also air-cooled VRV paired with third-party air handling integration for DOAS or for ventilation solutions that you may be interested in. And we've got Daikin Mega Q air-cooled VRV for electric hot water. I'll touch on that. And also we've got long single point power with phase monitoring, and I'll touch on that as well, but it's a longer presentation to kind of get into what that's all about and how to specify it, why it's important, how we need to talk with your electrical engineers in your firms as well with respect to scheduling those things. So this is just kind of a VRV design prep checklist we put together that's kind of the highlight of our design class. So I'm not going to read all of these things, but it kind of gives you a snap of what we're going to do and what we need from you. We're going to talk about volume. We're going to talk about altitude adjustments, what three-phase power is available, et cetera. So again, I'm not going to read all those things, but that's a snap of what we can do with the design. So we've got ASHRAE 15, and this has been changing, obviously, as we move into a new class of refrigerants. So we'll go over all of this in our class with you with respect to ASHRAE 15 new volume constraints for A2L and also with UL 240. This is about an hour type class that will go over how we're going to comply with this and help you comply with the equipment, what the equipment is now shipping with in terms of refrigerant sensors and safety shutoff valves to help comply and get us into the applicable MREL levels and EVDCs. You guys have probably all seen air-cooled VRV, VRF in our market because it's really grown in the last 10 years. This particular unit, air-cooled unit, is the Daikin Aurora system. It operates down to -22 in heating. It gives 100% of nominal capacity at zero. This has really been one of our go-to products in this market. The tonnage size ranges from a 6-ton on the small end to a 20-ton system. In 2026, Daikin is going to launch a 24-ton system, so it'll be two 12-ton condensing units that are twinned. Daikin also has another series called the Emirion, and that pairs up to a 40-ton system, two 20-ton condensing units twinned. That is also going to be rated now down to -22, whereas before with R410A, it was rated to -13. Probably seen that product from a lot of our competitors. You are going to see a big D rate, though. You're not going to get 100% capacity at 0 degrees. So both of these types of products have places in our market. It really just depends on your heating loads, your peak block loads, those kinds of things. Just wanted to show the efficiency ratio of an Aurora. This is an Aurora 8-ton unit. So this is the one that would operate down to -22 with 100% capacity at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you look over on the right table on the energy ratio, you'll see all these factors, and that's essentially a factor of efficiency for heating. And so if you go to 28 degrees, which I'm going to highlight here, and it says 3.7, the system in Denver is going to operate at 82% plus of its life at 28 degrees or higher. And essentially that 3.7 means it's a 370% efficient unit. So there's some variables in this. This isn't perfect science here, but this is a gist just to kind of show that how efficient these electric heat pumps really are, and how that can kind of cut into kind of the fact that gas has been artificially cheap for a long time. We have some great vertical separation. So we're seeing a lot of taller buildings that are going VRV these days. We personally have a 14-story and a 17-story multifamily building that have been built with these systems. The Aurora series goes up to 290 feet vertical separation from condensing unit to lowest fan coil, and the Amirion system goes up to 360 feet. So there's some caveats to this, and there's some rules. But the gist is we can now service very tall buildings without having to put these condensing units necessarily in the garage or outside on grade or even on the building itself, which is what you see a lot in Europe and Japan, or especially for mini splits where they put them all over the building. But the desire for most engineers is to put them on the roof or in the garage. And in this case, we can put most of them for very tall buildings on the roof. This is our water source lineup. It runs from 6-ton to 34-ton for Daikin. We don't see a lot of water source heat pumps, which is surprising to me, but just because of our degree day disparity in Denver. You know, we have very cold days and we have very hot days, and water source would be a very good product. I think it's just because the air-cooled systems are rated down to -22, and you're just able to eliminate a lot of the water side products with boilers and pumps and cooling towers. And I think just everybody's looking to kind of get the best bang for the buck upfront cost. So just wanted to let you know that we still do have these. We see about 5% of our projects in Denver that go water cooled. I think it's a great product. It's just going to be a little bit more expensive product, a la water source heat pumps. Focus on the bottom portion of this screen. The upper portion is kind of the types of fan coils that pair with both water-cooled and air-cooled VRV systems. Daikin's got a big lineup of both ducted and ductless. But I want to point out that we're now seeing a lot more VRV air-cooled condensing units that are paired with third-party air handling units. So this is more of a ventilation solution for you. If you've got a project that is getting rid of gas and it needs to go all electric, this is a good opportunity to look at these types of products that we have. This is kind of the concept. You're going to have, when you're pairing it with an air-cooled heat pump, you're going to have a liquid line and a suction line that's going to go to these expansion valves and control boxes. And then it will go to a third-party coil that can be in a third-party air handler. So again, we've got a big, long presentation that we can do on this subject. I'm just giving you a snapshot of it. Oxygen 8 and Daikin Applied both are going to be ETRS listed, which is this enhanced tightment requirement that's going to be very crucial to comply with ASHRAE 15 with A2L refrigerants. So both Oxygen 8 and Daikin Applied have both just straight DOAS units or ERVs that can pair. So this is kind of the Oxygen 8 type of lineup. This isn't everything that they can pair with. I just wanted to give you kind of a quick shot of it. Same with Daikin Applied. They've got a bunch of different products that we can pair this concept with. And again, we can come and show you these and show you why you're going to need this ETRS rating. And both of these companies out of the chute in 2026 will be doing that. Last but not least, as I'm sort of running out of time here pretty quickly, we've got Daikin is introducing MegaQ, which is an air source heat pump VRV system paired with a cascade unit. This is kind of the concept. So what you get from Daikin is the heat source unit, the VRV air source condensing unit. You get the cascade unit. You see that it's the unit for air cooled is R410A refrigerant, and the cascade unit is R134A. These are exempt because because it's for water. So currently that's the solution that we can get away with until that changes, and then they may have to change refrigerants. And we'll also be supplying the control system that you see on the right side, which is with a tank. The tank will be a third-party tank, and so there'll be a lot of different options. The cool thing with this system is you can pair up to 6 MegaQ systems up to 10-ton each. So basically 60 tons with 6 cascade units, 6 10-ton air source heat pumps to make a 60-ton MegaQ system. So you can generate quite a lot of hot water with this. So you see just some of the specs over here on the right. Ambient temperature outside, it will operate down to -4. So it's obviously something to consider because we do get colder than that in terms of what you do with the tank. Maybe you have to add electric heater backup to it. But we can get to some pretty warm temperatures, some hot temperatures with this solution. Again, we have a really long presentation or a longer presentation, about an hour long, that we can come share with you. This is kind of the concept, just a picture showing the outdoor units, the air source units on the right. The Cascade units are indoors. They can actually be outdoors as well. We're just showing that this one is indoors. You've got refrigerant piping limitations between the outdoor and the Cascade units that we have to discuss. You've got hydronic piping that goes from the Cascade unit to the tank, to the indoor tank. Single point power, as I'm out of time, is something we can also do. It's about an hour-long presentation. It's essentially when you have either single or double module condensing units and you wish to combine the power into a single feed and add phase protection. And we can get into why that's important in our market, or really in the United States. These air-cooled heat pumps are all filled with electronics, and they really need to be protected. And they have a 2% tolerance to phase, and this product will help protect the unit for the life of the unit. So I'm showing you this picture just because if you don't specify that product, but you do specify phase monitoring protection, this may be what you get. Kind of a rat's nest. I think we have a better solution to talk through and help you schedule, whether it's that product or just getting phase protection on your job in a manner that doesn't look quite like this. So with that, I appreciate, I went over a minute. I apologize for that. Today, here's our prizes. We've got bacon soda, which I don't think is made with real bacon, but if you really want that prize, you can let me know, and let me know if it is made with bacon. We've got a spa kit, and we've got a $100 King Soopers City Market gift card. So please reach out to me and just let me know which gift you want, or you can reach out to your main point of contact at Long. And that's it for me, and I wish all of you a happy holiday. Please join for next week on the 18th, and then enjoy your Christmas and New Year's. Thanks, everybody.